Jazakumullah for this, Sheikh. Thank you, Ustad, for that. I'm just going to check any Q&A, inshallah.
There was a question for you, Sheikh Adam, regarding which maqam Sheikh Rida was reciting or reading.
Oh, okay.
Reciting, yeah.
Jazakumullah for this question. Sheikh Rida, was it Sheikh Rida or Sheikh Ahmed Rajab?
Sheikh Rida, the question was regarding Sheikh Rida, yeah.
As far as I'm aware, brother, Jazakumullah for the question, Sheikh Rida isn't reading in any deliberate conscious maqam, nor did he study maqamat, any conscious study or deliberate study of maqamat. When the Sheikh is on, I can clarify that with him, but I can tell you from what I know about the Sheikh that he did not study, seek out any knowledge of maqamat, nor are most of the mainstream reciters in the whole ummah of hafadh, people who are protecting the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ahlul Quran in general, do they seek out to study maqamat as a separate topic. But Jazakumullah for your question. I hope it seems like you really enjoyed the recitation. There's another question here. Sheikh Abu Ubayd, there's a question for you where somebody asks that her mother follows, she can't read properly. By that, I believe they mean that they're just being self-critical and harsh on themselves. Maybe they feel like they haven't got very good tajweed, but they say she can't read properly, and she's just following what the Sheikh is saying. I'm guessing what that means is she's just trying to repeat after what the Sheikh is saying. And is that okay? Have we lost you, Sheikh? Are you still with us? I think the Sheikh's connection is just paused. Sheikh, are you still with us, inshallah?
I'm sorry.
Are you still with us?
I think you cut off. Can you ask the question again?
Sure. So the sister asked Sheikh that her mother can't read the Quran properly. That's in her words. Maybe they feel like she hasn't got very high level of tajweed. But nonetheless, she follows the Sheikh's recitation. And I'm guessing she means that she just, says it behind the Sheikh. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. Perfectly fine. She'll get the reward of listening. She'll get also, if she recites with the Sheikh, she'll get the reward of recitation. If she doesn't recite, then she'll get the reward of listening at the Quran, the Kalam of Allah. No.
Jazakumullah. Let me just check for some more stuff. Sheikh Abu Ubayd, somebody's asking whether they can intend to do i'tikaf at home. So I'm guessing what they mean is during the lockdown and the quarantine, can they intend i'tikaf?
No, we are not allowed to do i'tikaf except in the masjid. And if you miss i'tikaf due to the quarantine, due to the lockdown, then inshallah ta'ala, after the lockdown, if you want to do nafil i'tikaf, you can go. If a particular masjid facilitates that, then you can go and stay over in that particular masjid from the time they open to the time they close the masjid. So for example, they open at Fajr time and they close around say 10 p.m., 11 p.m. You can stay there until that time. That will be your nafil i'tikaf or missed i'tikaf of Ramadan. You can catch up like that, no problem, inshallah. Or in next Ramadan, instead of doing the i'tikaf from the last 10 days, you can do i'tikaf in beginning 10 days or middle 10 days. That way you can make up the i'tikaf of this Ramadan. Yeah, that's allowed, inshallah.
Jazakumullah. Ahsanallahu alaykum. Let me check for any more stuff. Somebody is asking where the two young gentlemen studied hifz. In fact, I was thinking to make an announcement about that tomorrow. First and foremost, I can tell you that I know the family fairly well, and the credit first goes to parents. The boys studied hifz. Alhamdulillah, Al-Arqam has a lot of initiatives with its free Quran classes. and we'll be making a lot of announcements throughout Ramadan. We just wanted to start our khatam and start uninterrupted, but we will be making some announcements, inshallah, about our services that we provide for free. But before I give an explanation about the young boys and talk about them possibly tomorrow, for now, I'll just say that the credit goes after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost. It goes to the parents and the hard work at home. That's where huffaz usually start. It starts at home with the hard work of the mothers and the fathers.
Definitely.
Another question, Sheikh Ubayd, for yourself. If you listen to the Quran without wudu, will it count as a khatam?
Naam.
So, barakallahu feekum. The Sheikh has said yes to that question. Another question is asking about the tajweed rule. What I'll ask from you, brother Mo, is to attend our tajweed class, inshallah. We have one ongoing right now. The next tajweed class we have is on Monday, so please join that tajweed class and ask that question, and we'll talk in depth about I believe what you mean is the iqlab rule. We have a few more questions. Somebody's asking about the different scripts, the Uthmani script, the Indo-Pak script, etc. Which one is most accurate? Also, who created the different apportionment of the juz and order of the surah and chapters, as they were not revealed like this? Somebody's asking that question, Sheikh Ubayd.
Adam, you can answer that, inshallah.
Ahsan Allahu ilaykum, Fadil Sheikh. Just to quickly summarize, everybody, the order of the verses is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Order cannot be changed. It's directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Order of the surah in the Quran, how it revealed, of course, it came down differently. Order of the surahs in the Quran, there is a difference of opinion. The strongest opinion, inshallah, that this was presented from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ultimately, but via Jibreel alayhi salam to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam on the final recitation of the Quran before the Prophet's death sallallahu alayhi wasallam. As for the other bits, i.e. the ajza, okay, and the ruku'ah, we refer to it as a ruba'. This, the strongest opinion, was done afterwards, of course, as well, based on qiyamul layl, based on salah, based on reading the Quran, and what would make sense to finish the Quran in 1 month, which is typically, as you know, 29 or 30 days. As for the script, my personal opinion, is shared by many people as well, is that the Medina print, or the King Fahd complex print as you know it, is the most accurate, reliable print to read today. There is no mushaf, in my opinion, in circulation which is incorrect, okay? But from a more, let's say, classical perspective, from the hard, rigorous editing that's done, that went through the high standards of editing that went through in the Medina print or the Uthmani print, which is the mushaf, which was done by the scribe called Uthman Taha, okay, which is the Uthmani script that you're referring to. This is the most accurate print to read. However, if you're fluent and you're used to reading the different scripts, then absolutely stick to that, no problem, inshallah. You're not really missing out on much. I'll tell you very quickly what I think are some of the highlights of the Uthmani script. Number one, every single page finishes on a verse. So you haven't got to kind of time it when you change page if you're looking at the mushaf. Number two, every single juz is 20 pages long. Okay. Number three, the signs of where to start and stop, al-wuquf wal-ibtida, are, in my opinion, a bit more accurate because of just the level of scholarship that went into editing them, i.e. where is a good stop, where is a bad stop, where is a permissible stop, where is an impermissible stop. So due to those reasons and those reasons alone, I would recommend Uthmani script. However, many of the world's best huffaz have read from the other scripts. Also, there's a question here. Somebody's asking a very good question, Sheikh Ubayd, and that is, can we be from Ahl al-Quran? Can we be from the people of the Quran, even if we don't understand Arabic properly? The person then goes on to lament. Yes, go ahead, Ustad.
Finish the question.
The person just goes on to lament how they wish they understood the language and they want to request dua for them to learn it. But their ultimate question is, can they still be from Ahl al-Quran without understanding Arabic?
Of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all He wants to see from you is your connection and bond with Allah, with the Quran, and how often do you recite it. And if you did not, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for whatever reason, you were unable to read the Quran or learn how to read the Quran, you still got time and opportunity to learn. And if you show that love and connection with the Quran, and you want to learn how to read the Quran, and you want to learn how to understand the Quran, also you loving the people of Quran. So you love people like Sheikh Ahmad Rajab, Sheikh Rida, Sheikh Abdul Rashid Sufi, Sheikh Asrawi, all of these mashayikh of today of Ahl Quran. You love them. You love to listen to them. Young and old, you love the kids who are learning the Quran and so forth. You show love and respect to them. You show mercy to them. The imams recite the Quran, your local imams. If you do all of that, inshallah, then you're definitely from Ahl Quran, even if you do not understand the Quran, even if you have not memorized the Quran, and even if you are unable to read the Quran or recite the Quran, you did not learn it for whatever reason. Yeah, you will be still amongst Ahl Quran, and you may be even resurrected amongst Ahl Quran, and you may be even amongst the highest people who entered to Jannah, who are amongst Ahl Quran. You may be amongst them. Rasulullah said, a person will be resurrected with the people whom he loves. Now,
Allahu Akbar. May Allah make us all from Ahl al-Quran. Jazakumullah khair. Another question, Sheikh Abu Ubayd. I'm sorry, we're taking a lot of your time. I know this is one of your Ramadan nights. Would you be able to answer a few more, Sheikh Abu Ubayd, for us?
how many questions left?
There's
Should I
quite a few. I will cut it off, inshallah. Maybe 2 more. How about that?
No, 3 more, make it odd.
Okay, Jazakumullah. We'll make it odd with 3 more questions, inshallah. Somebody asks, they want to pray Taraweeh at home, but they struggle to remember long surahs. Is it possible to read short surah in their Taraweeh at home?
I will suggest it's better for you to recite from the Mus'haf. So make the long surahs, recite the long surah in the Salah, but recite from Mus'haf. You can buy a stand, right? Or you can have a small Mus'haf, and you can place it like this and recite it. Or get a stand, you can buy a stand and place the Mus'haf there, and you can recite it by looking. It's preferred for you to recite long surahs, right, rather than short surahs, because then you can engage and bond with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make those du'as from your heart. And those long recitation will eventually begin to cleanse your nafs and diseases of the nafs, ego, pride, arrogance, stinginess, miserliness, lack of sympathy, lack of empathy, lack of able to forgive and overlook, lack of generosity and giving and caring and sharing, lack of love, or the opposite of that, feeling jealous and of people, having envy and so forth. So all of these is the long recitations or long recitation of different letters of Allah, and its sounds begin to cleanse, yeah, your nafs. So I would say that recite the long surahs from beginning to the khatam by looking at the Quran, because the maqsood is, it's not simply qiyamul layl. The maqsood isn't simply to perform salah. The maqsood is to perform long salah. That's what Allah said, man qama Ramadan. The one who stands. Qama here refers to not only simply standing and praying 2 rakat, 2 rakat, 2 rakat. What it means is long prayers. That's what the Sahaba, for example, is to pray long salawat in Ramadan. Yeah. So it's about reciting long surahs, inshallah ta'ala. Even if it means by looking at the Mus'haf, we will say do that.
Another question, Ustad, very good question. That is, Assalamu alaikum. Whilst we're following our Mus'haf at home, behind the reciters that we have, if we miss a word because they couldn't keep up with the Qari, but still follow and listen, will this be considered a complete khatam if they're trying their best to follow, or would we have to recite it again?
If you're sure you missed a letter or you missed a verse, or if you're sure exactly where, then it's best for you to go back and recite those verses, recite those letters again, read those verses again. If you're 100% sure, mark it with a pencil, say. If you have a pencil, just mark it quickly and then go back and read it, inshallah ta'ala, recite it, inshallah ta'ala, again. If you're not sure and you're quite slow in following the reciters, then these are all overlooked, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala overlooks all of this, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. He's also he doesn't burden anyone what they can bear, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you as khatam, because we are doing it together. And this is based on the main principle of the wahy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that if anyone intends khair, whatever they intend, they receive it. And if they gather together for a khair, even if they are not proactively part of that, they still get the reward of that majlis, that gathering. And we know the famous hadith that the person came and there was a classes going on regarding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he came and he sat and then he went and he didn't even come for the class itself. That famous hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angels ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that should he be involved, should he get the reward also? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says yes, he also gets the reward because he was in that gathering. So inshallah, as long as you're in the gathering, you'll get the reward of the khatam, inshallah ta'ala.
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah, that's a very nice, reassuring answer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from all of our listeners and viewers at home. I'll give you one more question, Ustad, if you...
one last one.
Last one, inshallah. Let me try and pick one which is a bit unique. Okay. The last one question I'll offer you, Ustad, would be quite a few similar questions. So I'll bunch them all together. And that is, if somebody is praying Tarawih at home, or what they probably mean by that is any kind of Qiyamul Layl, and the Mus'haf is next to her or next to the person who's praying, and they read from looking at it and continue praying. So I think if I bunch all the questions together, Ustad, they're generally around the theme of holding a Mus'haf while you're praying, putting it down, picking it up again, or having it in a position where you can see it while you're praying.
That's fine. These are all fine. Sallallahu means voluntary prayers to sometimes open the doors and so forth. So these are all fine.
Alhamdulillah, jazakumullahu khairan. With that, everybody will end this night number 3 of our Ramadan Khatam. Jazakumullah, Shaykh Ubayd, for giving us your generous time to help answer these questions. Everybody will provide, Jazakumullah khairan. We'll provide links to Al-Arqam's website, of course, and all our services. Many more questions are coming in about our classes. So I've decided to put them on hold just for now. Please sign up to our broadcast. A lot of questions coming through about Tajweed. I'll be happy to answer these questions in my Tajweed class, which is on Monday, inshallah. And yes, it will be broadcast on the WhatsApp broadcast. Any question else about Arqam and its services, I would refer you to our website, where you can also donate, inshallah. But we'll be making much more announcements about that. With that, I'll leave everybody, inshallah, to continue their worship tonight and prepare for the next Siyam, the next fast tomorrow. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.